Hello and welcome to another week of The Parenting Business, the podcast for business owners / parents where myself, Ben, and occasionally a guest chat about the trials and tribulations of balancing that parent and business owner life. Don't forget to follow us on Spotify or wherever you listen. Do also feel free to get in touch with your stories or top tips about how you balance your parenting business. You can either leave us a comment or you can drop us an email at podcast@parentingbusiness.com. Also, if you kind of like what you hear, or just to show your support, please make sure you share the podcast with other parents and business owners and leave us a 5-star review or a like just to help us spread the support. And with that, let's get on with the show. Ben, hello. It's another week.
It's another week. It's a new day, a new dawn. And how's the song go? And I'm feeling good. Well, yeah. I've turned Coldplay off and put the knife down, let's put it that way, so there's an improvement.
Has it been one of those weeks?
I shouldn't joke, because some people do genuinely get that low and have all sorts of thoughts, don't they? So I probably shouldn't joke.
They do, but
I
think we can talk from experience. Based on what you've told me and what I've been through, we've both been that low before.
Through the mill. Oh, but yeah.
And I think when you kind of come out the side and learn to accept it a little bit, and you build your strength and your resilience to deal with it, you can have a bit of a joke about it. You can kind of not look back and joke on the stuff that's happened in the past or that's potentially happening to other people, but we can joke on our current situations a little bit more and make them a little bit more lighthearted.
Yeah. I don't have big problems in the scheme of things. There's lots of little ones. First world problems, and even then it's not much. But you know when there's quite a list, they all line up. So example, got my car sorted out last week. Cool.
Yes.
Wife's car started playing up and the fridge and freezer's packed up. So fuck's sake. It's minor, but I'm like 1 step forward, 2 steps back with several things. The poor weather's done a load more damage to the house with no roof for me tenant. Today's meant to be rent day. He's kicked off like you wouldn't believe. And previously I've caved is the wrong word, but I've gone above and beyond to try and keep him happy, shall we say. And I'm just fed up with it now, So I just said to the letting, it's with the letting agent now. And instead of me running around, I just says, fucking do whatever. Do whatever. The tradesmen are there a week today. It'll be sorted 2 weeks today. Just fuck it. I don't care. Just keep him happy, shut him up, and we'll see again in a couple of weeks, shall we? Just ask him what he wants. Don't go back with an offer. Ask him what he wants. Say yes, it's fine. And let's just do that, because in 2 weeks it's all done, isn't it? So
have you already gone into your lows?
I've got a couple of them, yeah. It's little things. Normally there's some highs to pick you up. Normally you can say factory output shit, but we've sold well, or you can say the markets have done well this week, and that's a bit pants, blah, 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 blah. I'm struggling to find some wins, so I've been actively, falsely creating a few little wins just to try and keep you mentally ticking.
Okay. Talk to me about that.
Well, it's little things like I bought a job lot of machines and gear, and the one that, and there's some of them I wanted, some of them not so fussed about, but I had to buy a job lot. I'll flog them bit by bit, and there's one more still to sell, and I'm not done out about it. It's been sat in my shed for 6 months. Little things like that. Let's clear the shed a bit, get that machine on eBay, because it ain't going to sell unless I list it, Facebook Marketplace, eBay, etc. There we go, tick it off the list. It's one more thing done, which is a mental win. There's 2 things there. I've cleared my shed out and I've put the machine on. 2 little wins. Yeah. It's nothing, it's minor. It's things that, and I've not actually done this, but thinking back to a few years ago, little things like when you make a cup of tea, stand 6 foot back and try and throw the tea bag in the mug. So when you throw it in the mug, it's creating false wins. But these false wins, when there's problem after problem after problem after problem, for fuck's sake, these little wins just help the mood a bit, and when your head is in a good place, you'll be surprised what you can achieve. So I've been
they trigger the endorphins.
They trigger the endorphins. Good way of putting it. But so I've been falsely creating a few little things like that. You know, got back one day over the weekend, wrote a few thoughts down that's been negatively draining me and shredded it. So shredding's a bit of therapy, and I've put, can't seem to get anything right at the moment, useless prick, whatever, shred it. And that, it's like the negatives are going away. It's being disposed of. Boom. So
getting them out of your head.
Getting them out of my head and shred it. I can literally see it being destroyed. And whether it's made a difference or not, I don't know. But I've been falsely learning from things in the past that have buckled me.
Yeah. Do you know something that's interesting?
Let's create a few wins. Go on.
That is a psychotherapy technique.
I know.
CBT. It is literally talking to get stuff out your head.
Yeah.
So I can completely understand how that.
Yeah,
that works.
I mean, cards on the table. I felt a bit like a one-armed chef on Pancake Day.
Right. Okay. I'm intrigued with that analogy.
Useless tosser sort of thing. And it's just a few things grinding down a bit. It gets better, actually. That isn't one of the dad jokes that's just come to mind. However, my low for the week will be an accumulation of very minor things that's just kind of ground me down a bit. And I've had a weekend being a bit pissy and whingy, like, ugh. So my lows are going to be there. My highs are, we've had a few dad jokes sent in, and some of them are pretty good.
Okay,
So,
we'll come on to those.
We will come on to those.
I have a question for you, though. I can't believe that you've not had highs.
Bound to have. I mean, I got my car back. About time I got my car back. You know.
Hold on.
Go on. Hold on.
As a parent, because you do this a lot, and this is just an observation, and it's only just come to my head now, where all of your highs, or, you know, when you're feeling low, you seem to forget about the highs that are not business or work or that sort of stuff related, which you've probably experienced a lot. Those family highs. I bet you've had moments with your children, potentially your partner as well, you know, this past week, that have been lots of little wins or little highs.
Got the perfect one.
There you go.
I think I've said this on the podcast before. It's similar, but not as bad. So when I was at my lowest of my low, 2 years ago, whatever it was, I was on the kitchen floor, literally hands, knees, bit of a ball sort of thing, tearful.
Yeah, I remember you saying.
Yeah, 2-year-old daughter toddles in, and all emotional, and all comes to give me a call sort of thing. That's one of the low points of my life, but that was quite nice. Similar, although I'm not in anything like a low point like I was, but did bedtime, was it yesterday or the day before, and one of my little girls was, "Love you, Daddy." No, that's it. Simple as that. But she probably twigged that I'm not 100%. No, like, that's it. Done. So there's two highs, then, isn't there?
Yeah, but the much bigger high, for me, is always a high created by somebody in the family. You know, a child, a partner.
Because in our house at the minute, 5 of us live here, and we're all pissing and whinging. You know, and a lot of that negative energy from me and couple of issues. Wife's job's not 100% at the minute, and it's a bit of a spirally circle until you go, no, had enough now. This circle are down. Let's start going the other way.
But I think which
is where we find ourselves today.
I think you've done what a lot of parents and certainly business owners do, where your brain automatically goes on to highs linked to your stuff, to businessy stuff, to, you know, for you, property things. That's where the highs have almost got to be generated,
because
we forget about the little family things that are actually probably the bigger and more meaningful highs.
Oh, I'm an extremely lucky man in every regard. In that regard, I hear what you're saying about it goes to work a lot, but that's where your mind is a lot when you've got bills to pay and things going wrong.
Absolutely. 100% agree. 100% agree.
So the day-to-day is
sometimes
at the front of the brain.
We forget
and
to
we
look
forget.
at the other stuff. So, yeah, and it's really difficult. I've done it before, and I still do it on occasion, where I'm so focused around thinking about the lows linked to work, businessy stuff, so on and so forth, that I'm looking for the highs in the same place and I forget about the highs that it created elsewhere.
And you do. It's so
Yeah.
easy to skate over. I mean, if everything went to pot financially tomorrow, I'm still a very lucky man.
Absolutely.
So why let it spoil the mood? But it does.
Yeah.
Because
it does. Yeah.
your customers are whinging. There's not that much work on the order book in comparison. You read the newspapers. I read a paragraph of the Times today, and I don't subscribe to the Times, so I only got the paragraph. But it was UK manufacturers facing collapse in domestic demand.
Yeah.
It's like, yep, that's kind of where I'm at. And ever increasing energy and building prices and staff costs. Like, yep, we've been there for quite some time. And I know we're not political, but the current government has only compounded those issues. And what do you do? Anyway, that's as much as I read. Could have just read, we're fucked, and left it at that for now. But I must try. I told somebody yesterday, one of the guests who's coming on soon, that I'd try and moderate my language. I might get a swear jar. But that's basically where I'm at. I'm over it because I've had a few years now of no fucking general public. We'll just deal with trade. Let's not fart about too much with the end user. Let's deal with the distributors who will be better at selling the product anyway, especially on a local basis. And it's simpler. You get a much easier way of doing business. And the result of that is I'm reliant on fewer clients for the trade.
Yes.
So is that a mistake? I don't think so. Do I need to tweak it? Definitely, because we're too quiet at the minute.
Yeah. I think there's positives and negatives to working that way. And it's just down to what works best for you and in your your mind, your business, because yes, sometimes people would say, not many eggs in your basket. You break a few, then you're stuffed. But then you're trying to balance that out with having too many eggs in your basket and not being able to look after all the eggs. So it is a tricky one.
It's a delicate balancing act, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, we've spent long enough droning on about me. Surely everyone's switched off by now. How's your week?
I'm hoping they've not switched off, actually, because that means they've only listened to you and they're not going to listen to me. They just don't give a shit about me.
I've ruined it. Well, that's your low, isn't it? No one cares about you.
Nobody cares.
Well...
Yeah, but I've had that feeling before.
Yeah,
okay, so low this week for me. It's one I can't go into detail. It's the one that's been going on for a while about some challenges with business partner shareholders.
You're pain in your... Oh, okay. Not the other
one. I made a very difficult decision at the weekend.
Okay.
Which will leave me financially out of pocket. But for my mental health, I've made absolutely the right decision. And for my life, I've made the decision. So... It's slightly a bittersweet in some respects because I'm doing it because I'm putting me first. I'm putting me over anything else. And it's rare for me to do that. And I'm putting my mental health over anything else. So, yes, it's a low, but I'm hoping it will turn into a high.
Yeah, and we said your mindset when coping with challenges is everything. You'd be amazed what you can achieve when your mind's right. So could be a big positive.
It could be. At the moment it feels like a bit of a low, so that's why I'm saying it's my low this week. Moving quickly on to my high, I suppose I've kind of got two highs. The first one is, I think listeners that listened last week will know that I've been looking for party venues. I found a party venue for a 5-year-old party in a few weeks' time. That's really, really good. I did actually go and see, I think, a venue that I spoke about, which was a fantastic venue. It was £80 an hour, and it's definitely worth £80 an hour when I looked around it and saw all the stuff that you get. For £80 an hour, it's a bargain. But for a 5-year-old's birthday party, it's You know,
You don't need it all.
I don't need it. It would be lovely if money was no object. Great, but money's still a bit tight. So, yes, I've now found a village hall at 20-something pounds an hour, far more within my
Reasonable.
budget. Yeah, and it's got the space that I'll need, and the abilities for me, if the weather's good, to set some stuff up outside, because they've got a little kind of garden and things. So, yes, that's a huge positive. The other positive was parents' evening today, and happy to report really, really good, positive parents' evening. She seems to be settling in well. She is performing well above standard or what would be expected, I suppose, I was told, academically. We need to work a little bit more on some social stuff, but that's fine. She's 5. We can work on that. So yeah, all in all, some pretty good highs for me this week.
Good.
Have you had any other challenges?
Yeah, I can drone on if you want me to, but largely I'll leave, that review that we had a month or 2 ago is absolutely knob on. I'm a bloke with a dreary life, and there's nothing more boring than talking about my life. I mean, it was Mother's Day. That was nice. We went over at the weekend.
Hold on.
Well,
you are going on about this review still.
I love it. It's brilliant. Yeah. Oh, you got some sound effects. You told me. You told me you had a couple of sound effects, and my girls will love that it's Elsa. Really,
I had to get that one in for you. I have discovered sound effects.
I can go back to the budget if you like.
I'm sorry. That'll definitely
now?
Get this.
Yeah. You've got me there. I quite like that.
I thought I'd surprise you with that one.
Yeah, well, we like it. Who doesn't like a surprise? Yeah. Joke there somewhere, but
I'm not going to hit you with loads of sound effects all the time.
Oh, you can do. You can do.
I just thought I had to get that one in because you are. Every time we mention feedback, you go back to that, and actually, that brings us really nicely on to we have had some more feedback, completely unprompted by a listener.
This is new to me, completely new to me. Go on,
a new listener.
That's helpful. A new listener.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it helps that they've listened. So, amongst other things within this email, and it sounds like they've gone through a lot of challenges themselves.
Okay.
She said, "It's nice to hear us talk so openly about stuff." So from the gist of the email I got, and I'm hoping that she's listened to this episode, because she listened to one episode and then actually said that she started to listen to the others.
Okay.
Which is
great.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And it sounds like she's had some pretty tough times in life.
Yeah.
Really, really tough times in life. And I do, I really feel for her. But it was so nice, the fact that the main point she made in the feedback was that as being so open, because you don't get that in a lot of other podcasts. And she said she's listened to other podcasts. And it was nice to hear us being open and guests being open.
Yes, I think the thing is with other people is, and perhaps correct me if I'm wrong, but they're trying to paint a narrative, trying to impress somebody. They're doing podcasts to get more exposure or likes or clicks or whatever the motivation. Whereas with me and you, it's just sort of just waffle on and say it how it is.
Yeah.
We've had that before. Mark, our first guest, was happy to become a guest because he said, I like how it's raw. You guys are just no bullshit, saying it how it is.
And I think it is. You can't sugarcoat it. We spend so long trying to sugarcoat everything, trying to dumb it down. And don't get me wrong, there's certain things that we know we can't really say because we don't want to end up with some, lawyer's letter or something like that. But when it comes to our own experiences or the experiences of guests, why hide away from things? Because it's real life. It's absolutely real life. And so many people hide behind the fact or are worried or think they're going to get judged. So what?
We're all getting judged.
Yeah.
Everybody gets judged all the while about everything. And in the cold light of day, who gives a stuff?
But we're often judged by people that don't know us, that don't actually know us. Now, I'm sorry, if you don't know me, then you can't judge me because you don't know the full picture. You know, if you're a listener, you know what I talk about on the show, and I'll be open about as much as I can be open about. I don't hide behind anything. You know, I'll be open about the fact that, yes, I've been right on the edge. I've been the lowest of the low. I've had counselling and I loved it, and I recommend it to everybody.
You
It
recommended
doesn't
it to me
work
the
for
other day.
everybody. But I've spent time in counselling. I've struggled. I've struggled with businesses. I've had good days. I've had bad days. I've had good weeks, bad weeks. It's real. It's not pretend.
I'm going to disagree with you entirely on how you started that.
Go on then.
People can totally judge you.
Okay.
Why would you care?
Okay. Yes. That's. I suppose you're exactly right. People can make judgments on anybody. But if you're the one being judged, so.
And that's not an easy place to get to. I've got to that place because I've got that fucking used to it. I would sooner not be liked for me being me than to try and be liked for someone I'm not.
Yeah.
We belong to a couple of networking groups, and I hear it a few times from the manufacturer network. Oh, I like you, Ben. You just say it how it is. And I said, yeah, because everyone else is trying to impress you, who's hosting, or that person over there, or that person over there. And it's not that I don't want to impress anybody. We're not there to make enemies. But equally, if I've got a question or a point of view that's totally different to the narrative, what am I going to do? Keep my mouth shut? Probably should, but no, I'll say what I think.
But I think, now don't get me wrong, I've got a lot better at handling criticism, I suppose.
Yeah, experience does that, yeah.
I suffer, and I'll be honest, I'm diagnosed with depression, I'm diagnosed with anxiety.
Because let's be fair, there's a lot to criticise.
Absolutely.
But there's a lot to criticise about everybody. If push comes to shove, you can completely...
We are humans. We are not perfect.
No, far from
We
it.
make mistakes. We fuck up.
On a daily basis.
Absolutely. And yes, we're still... conversations between myself and my partner, we're both stubborn as hell.
Okay.
We get set in our ways. We get something in our head where it's, no, I believe this and you won't convince me otherwise, or whatever. We all get like that sometimes. But that's human nature. And I do still struggle with anxiety at times. Almost on a daily basis. When I say at times, I mean, pretty much every day, but it's not long periods of time. However, I've learnt to deal with that. I've learnt to carry that. Anxiety isn't something that just appears and then disappears. It develops over time, and you kind of never get rid of it. You just learn to deal with it. And for me, it was counselling that helped me learn to deal with it. I still get days where I get depressed. Or weeks where I'm suffering with my mental health a lot. And I talked earlier about my low being having to make a really difficult business decision for the sake of my own mental health. Absolutely. I wouldn't have done that a year, 2 years ago.
So does that show...
Even though I've been through the challenges of business, I still struggled with my anxiety to make that decision.
So do you feel that's improved because you've grown as a person? And I've got something else for you in a sec. Go on.
It's interesting, actually, because you've just said because you've grown as a person.
Yeah, you wouldn't have done it a couple of years ago.
Yeah, but I don't believe... I think we're always growing. Even when we don't think we are. I liken it to grass. Not the stuff that you smoke, the stuff on your lawn. Grass still grows in the winter. It just grows slower.
Yeah, good, yeah. Progress is still progress, don't we? As long as you keep going forward, even if you're challenges. So to keep with your analogy, in the downpour, when you're being trodden on, your grass isn't growing as such. It's mud that's being rubbed in. But beneath the surface, you're still there. You're still coming out. You're still moving forward.
I disagree.
You can tell we make this show
still
up
growing
on the spot. Oh yeah, but it's under the surface. You can't see it.
Yeah, but it is still growing. It might be struggling to grow. It might be
struggling, but it's
growing more slowly because it's cold, it's wet, and but it's still growing. And that's the way that I start to try and look at things now. And yes, I still face those challenges in my head of depression and anxiety around decisions, around if I make this decision, am I going to upset somebody? Am I going to am I going to make my life harder? Am I going to cause more issues doing this? Surely maybe I should just suffer and not let others suffer, because that decision might mean that somebody else suffers. Well,
depends to what extent though, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, when you're suffering for the sake of trying to stop somebody else's suffering, that potentially affects you both. Anyway, it's potentially something that you could also bring those. If they're someone that you genuinely care about, your suffering might bring those down as well. Which means that they suffer even though you're trying to shield them from the suffering. It has a reverse effect.
It's a negative spiral. And you're talking more personal relationships, not business now. Presumably.
I'm talking personal relationships with that. However, that does bring me on to this whole thing around business relationships.
Well,
in business relationships, actually, any business, and it's why I made the decision, you have to put you first.
Gotcha.
Whether that's employees, whether that's business partners, whether that's anything, you have to put you first. So
I've got a quick question.
Going
I've got a question there,
and
I need to go back to something that entered my pretty little head a minute ago, but just stick to that one a second. When it's a business, I'll tell you the mistake I've made and where I think you're alluding to. Who cares about you? Because the amount of times I've made a decision in order to help staff because I'm trying to be the nice guy, roles were reversed, they'd fucking hand the notice in and fuck off in a heartbeat if they fancied it. If
they got a better offer.
They got a better offer.
Or an offer they deemed to be better. Yeah.
Yeah. So if they're underperforming, i.e. earning you £10 and costing you 12, it's a spreadsheet at the end of the day. And it's a tough, harsh world out there. And I've suffered quite a lot because I've tried to go the extra mile for certain staff. And I treat as I find now. And I can't go into too much detail, obviously, because it's a personal thing, but we're still paying sick pay on someone who hasn't walked in the factory door for 5 months. But over the years, that person has stood by me thick and thin, and she's going through a fucking terrible time. So I think, yeah, of course I can. If it was somebody else... Sorry, we're a tiny firm and we're a bit skin conduit. Because they wouldn't care about landing me in it like a shot. When it all hit the fan for me, and I tried so hard to keep everybody happy, there were still 2 staff who went batshit on social media, calling me blind. One of them, his mum came round to give me a bollocking, sort of thing. Yeah.
Bless.
Yeah. It's like, well, I've done my best here. I'm paid you more than I have to. I paid you more than I was meant to in terms of what the insolvency practitioners were saying. Yes, my plan wasn't up to it. I had a plan to get out of the shit. It got a couple of knocked off the side tracks. My fault. My plan didn't come up to it. What we were trying to do didn't come as planned, as fruition. And, you take sales staff on. We'll be able to bring in X, Y, and Z, and they're bringing about half that. You think, fuck's sake, lost 12.
Yeah.
No one's fault, but... It's just not my plan, and yet you're the dickhead. Well, roles reversed. If someone's not up to scratch in terms of their performance or their lates or whatever, it brings everybody down.
Yeah, it
They've
does.
got to go. They've got to go. And that's hard to say. As you know, listeners, I fired somebody about 3 weeks ago, and that man's got kids. He's got bills to pay. He's going through a tough time, and I'm fed with picking up the pieces. We supported him through thick and thin, and he's just not getting any better. Just, sorry, we can't keep doing this, because it really hindered me last time, a few years ago. The whole ship sank over not getting stuff out the door to a certain degree, and it really needn't, because we're far too soft. Anyway, I've sidetracked and waffled.
Sorry, just on that point, and I think this applies to both business and potentially to personal. So it leads into what I think you're going to move on to around personal relationships and managing that, is that if it's not working and is affecting you negatively, you're quite right. Either they've got to go or you've got to go.
I'm talking
one or the other.
And I'm talking staff in this regard, not
So in a staff
marriages,
situation, but in a staff situation,
end of the day, you're paying
usually
them to do
the staff
go.
But potentially even in a business relationship, if it's another shareholder, directors, or whatever, then sometimes it's not about them going; it's about you going.
I had a conversation with somebody who listens not that long ago, and he's in a partnership, and the partner, in my opinion, is letting the side down massively. And I says, look, I'm a customer of yours, and this ain't good enough for me. So I handed my notice in, and I'm going to think about leaving. You're brilliant. He's shit. He needs to up his game if you're going to keep me. Equally, how many customers you got? And then I stopped myself, says, okay, don't actually tell me that. But equally, I'm one customer paying $5,000 a year. Let's say 10 customers have the same problem, but because they're not mates with you, they don't tell you. They just leave.
Yeah.
That is $50,000 a year, of which half of it should be yours. 25 grand. That's a deposit for a rental property that will be you and your good lady wife's pension. You need to get to the bottom of it. Is it just me? Because hope so. And cool. Brill. If it's quite a few people, that needs resolving. What I was going to come to from what you said earlier.
Yes.
Do you fear failure more because you failed?
No.
I had that going around my head this week. I don't know the answer. I'm on the ball. I'm on the ball a lot more because I failed before. But here I am now.
The weird thing is, and I think we've both been through this, so you can probably relate to it. Well, we've both been through company liquidations, and we've both said that at the point that we liquidated the company,
why don't we do it sooner?
The stress disappeared. Why the hell didn't we do it sooner?
Why the hell didn't I do it last year? That's right.
Yeah. So fear of failure in that respect is, or in anything linked to business, is lower for me now. It's and I make decisions sooner. Maybe this decision I should have made a little bit sooner. But actually, I don't think I could have done, because I still have legally, an obligation to do the best by the company.
You do.
Therefore, I have to do things right. I have to be fair, or as fair as can be, because I still care about the company. I'm just forced into a position for my own mental health that I've had to make some tough decisions over the weekend.
Which in turn is best for the company. Whatever that decision may be, the fact you've done it for your mate. Because if you stay in a situation where your mental health suffers, are you going to be a good leader to the staff and the team?
Yes,
and
absolutely.
The customers and whatever.
Absolutely, and that's a really difficult thing.
By you doing what you've done, whatever it is, and I get the gist and I can guess, but I don't know the details. You doing what you've done probably helps the company, because your frustrations aren't going to be taken out in the workplace.
Potentially.
Because you've gone.
Yeah, potentially. I don't know. And, we will see what happens. But sometimes you kind of have to rip the plaster off.
It's knowing when to and not to. It's like me earlier saying maybe we should tweak it a bit and go to the end user a little bit more than just dealing with wholesale. It's knowing how much to rip the plaster off. Because wholesale changes and pivots aren't always best, and you just stay the course for a little bit longer. But equally, you stay the course for too long and find yourself in difficulty because you should have pivoted sooner.
Yeah.
Tough one.
Yeah, it is a tough one. But again, I know I've made the right decision.
There you go.
And regardless of the company, nothing against the company, but I've made the right decision for me. And regardless, I think in anything, at the end of the day, you kind of have to put yourself first.
Yeah, you've made your decision because in its current form, it's not working. That's, in essence, best all round. Don't worry, you've done your bit, haven't you?
So yes, we've gone very, very businessy.
Yes.
Coming back to parenting and relationship when you own a business, that can be pretty tough as well, though, because I think you need to put yourself first, but you're also trying to consider the effect of what you're doing on others a lot more.
Yeah, because I come home a bit stressy in the past. Staff this or order book that or markets the other, and that has an effect. Of course, it has an effect on the other half. Not going to start apologising online to the wider audience, however many might listen to this, 70, 80 of you, but it definitely has a toll.
Yeah, it does. I mean,
I'm a bit pissy and whingy. I'm not my usual delightful self. Which, of course, it has an effect. Equally, my wife's job, she's a school teacher, and she shares with somebody who's incompetent. So she comes back a bit pissy and whingy sometimes.
Hold on. Just to keep us above board, who's allegedly incompetent?
Who's allegedly incompetent? No, not alleged. No, there's absolutely no allegedly at all. It's a mess. And maybe I could be more supportive there, but instead of me being supportive there, my order book's shit. Yes. And then what does that look like on a cash plan basis? So yes, wife's job might be a pain in the ass sometimes. She's getting paid whatever. I'm not getting paid whatever. I need to work it out. So I'm probably less sympathetic as I should be, and I need to be better perhaps there. But equally, fucking I've got to solve this.
I think that's a really difficult one because I understand what you're saying, and I'm gonna not fight for balance here, but
no.
The way I've tried to start to look at it, and I should practice what I preach sometimes, because I get exactly the same feeling as you sometimes. I'll be really pissy with my partner when it's nothing she's done, and she's probably had a really shitty day as well.
Yep.
And I almost make my problems bigger than her problems. And actually that's unfair. And it's probably unfair on both sides, because my problems are huge to me. And absolutely, they're huge to me. Her problems are bigger than my problems to her. And for me to turn around to her and suggest that my problems are bigger than hers, or for her to turn around to me and suggest that her problems are bigger than mine, actually isn't going to solve anything.
Not a thing.
Because they are both the biggest problem to us each individually.
You will be in your doghouse for a very long time if you were to insinuate your problems are bigger than anyone else's.
I'm not suggesting through direct insinuation.
Okay.
I'm suggesting through...
It's been lovely knowing you.
No, I'm suggesting through indirect insinuation.
No, I know.
Where sometimes we get wrapped up and stubborn and we don't sit down and say, okay, we don't acknowledge our partner's problems as much as we should do. We almost focus back on ourselves.
Tomorrow morning, when you sit at your desk, whose problems are you going to try to solve in a logical way? sat at your desk.
Hmm?
Yours.
Yeah, of course.
What's on your mind is what you got to do tomorrow. I've got to try and sort my order book out
Yeah.
because it's down.
But I think we should, and I think I've said this to you before.
No, probably. Oh, fuck, I can't remember half the stuff we.
And I'm not always great at doing it, and communication in relationships is always difficult.
Ah, you're a one-armed chef as well.
But
On pancake day. Useless tosser. Yeah, go on.
But I think I've said before, just having that 10 or 15 minutes a day of you time together to have a conversation and acknowledge each other rather than making it about you, sitting down and listening, not trying to fix, not trying to change, not turning it around and talking about, oh, but I had this problem or I had this, because it almost inadvertently turns it into a pissing competition, and we don't mean to.
I mean, I kind of in that instance take myself away a little bit, and that fuels the fire. You know, you're in a bit of a negative spiral. It's like, fucking hell, I can't get anything right, and you step back. And I've been doing that for years, and you snap out of it after 2 or 3 positives. But if those 2 or 3 positives take a little bit of time coming, you don't get anywhere. So I've been guilty on that one and other things, by the way. But as a regular thing, I probably could do with working on.
I think we could all do
that
with
might
working
be one
on
of them. Yeah.
I don't practice what I preach at times, and I need to do it more.
No one's perfect, are they?
You know, it's that sitting, listening to the stuff that's happened, good things and bad things. It's a little bit like our highs and lows.
You need to, and then the scales of highs and lows sometimes need to.
Yeah, but
balance.
We don't. What we do as two blokes having a conversation in this context is we talk about it, but I don't think specifically we go, oh, well, you should do this. You need to do that to fix that low.
You fucking do that to me all the
while. So what I mean is when we have our initial kind of highs and lows conversations at the start of episodes, we're going, yeah, that's really tough. Yeah, that's really shit for you. It's not about us fixing each other, because probably it sounds silly, but we don't care about each other enough,
or ourselves,
or to fix each other,
or ourselves. You're always trying to sort everyone else's problems out, or
yeah, to an extent, but I think it's more about, you've said yourself, just talking is cathartic, and talking and not being given solutions, answers, questions as to, but you know, it is that kind of therapy, and we probably both need to do that a little bit more in relationships, and I suspect a lot of people need to do that, and our partners maybe need to learn the same. I don't know.
Careful.
Yeah, I'm being very careful here. That's why I said I don't know.
You said that.
I don't know.
No.
But giving each other just 10 minutes to go, yeah, this has happened, and just to be acknowledged, and for somebody to say, yeah, I get it. I'm here if you need anything. I might not be able to do anything. You might not know what you need me to do, but I'm here. It's that allowing people to get it out their head.
You want to hear a joke?
Oh, go on then.
I want to move it on. You're on dangerous ground for me.
Let's hear a joke then.
It's the questions first, isn't it? Sorry, the big question.
Oh, you want to do questions first?
Don't we normally do questions first? I've only had a couple.
Okay then. So if we're going to do questions first,
you got another jingle, haven't you?
I've got something for you.
I can see you leaning over, typing something.
Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
My enthusiasm knows no bounds. Go on.
Yeah, don't get too excited.
I'll try and contain myself.
The big question. There we go. There's our temporary shit jingle that I made for the big question. I will look at making another one that's better at some point, and I've learned a little bit more how to use software to record stuff. But hey, first attempt. Go on
Listen,
then.
I'm impressed with how happy you are with yourself. So that's one of us, isn't it? Okay. Figuratively speaking, why can bunnies jump so much higher than people? Obviously, it's relative to mass, so figuratively speaking. Why do bunnies? Have they got springy legs or something? I don't know.
Yes.
There you go. Okay, good answer. Yes. I didn't say yes. I don't know.
There is, I'm sure I learnt in, biology or whatever it was at school around
Bunnies
the
have springy
muscles
legs.
in legs of different creatures. And here we go. We go on to, this is going back to my sports science stuff as well that I did at uni.
At uni, they taught you about bunnies' feet.
No, they didn't teach us
higher.
about bunnies,
I mean,
but we taught.
Fucking hell, no wonder you graduates can't find a job anywhere. Christ almighty.
Hey, I didn't say I graduated. No, I did.
So you didn't learn how bunnies jump.
No, but I learned about fast twitch and slow twitch muscles.
Fast twitch muscles.
Yeah.
I'm going
muscle
to explain
fibers
that to a 4-year-old. Fast twitch
something.
muscles. Right,
yeah.
okay.
Oh, God, yeah. Explain. Go on, then. Yeah,
Springy legs. Fast twitch muscles.
It's to do with the size of... And
size of what?
How fast their muscles...
What fast twitch muscles have you got?
I think it's fast twitch muscle fibers. Your muscles are made up of fast twitch and slow twitch muscle fibers or something or other. I don't remember all the ins and outs. It was 20 years ago, odd. And I've never used it since, but...
No, I would.
It'll be something to do with the muscles in their legs and the ratios of force and all that bollocks. Obviously, don't use the word bollocks in your answer to a 4-year-old.
No, I will. Well, we told you earlier I'm going to try and moderate my language a bit more for one of the
What, in front of the kids?
Yeah, one of the guests that we have coming. But there we are. Yeah, I met a magician over the weekend.
Oh, go on.
He does a disappearing act with a trap door. It says it's a temporary thing. He's just going through a stage. I like that one. There was a few dad jokes coming. I think that was my favourite. What else did we have?
You see, and I had a sound. I preempted that and had a sound effect queued up as well.
Problem is, I'm laughing at the joke. You're laughing at your sound effect.
Yeah, I am. The joke was shit. But so yes, I'm laughing at the sound effect.
Fuck off. Listeners are wonderful. Yeah, one more and then we'll call it a day for the day. Oh, I got two. Yeah, one more and we'll call it a day.
Go on then.
How'd you make tissues dance?
Go on.
Put a boogie in it. Listeners, that's the bar. Beat that. Should be easy. Come on.
And if you think you can beat that, leave us a comment or email us podcast@parentingbusiness.com.
Email your dad joke.
Oh dear. Or your answers to the big question.
The twitchy muscle big question.
Yes, that one.
Or tell us what you think about our heart to heart.
Yes.
Are we the only ones, or does everyone go through that kind of...
We kind of did end up going a bit heavy heart to heart.
We went heavy heart to heart for too long. We droned on for ages. But everybody must go through lows like that, where you're feeling like self-esteem takes a dip and friction and whatever that's first world problems, but drags you down a bit. So
first world problems, but real problems. Yeah. Yeah, so before we either descend into chaos or...
You've not got another sound effect, have you?
No. Or end up getting to a position where we've made everybody so low that they're going to end the week just completely depressed. I think we need to wrap up and
go and turn the Smiths
home.
on.
Yeah. go and get back to your Coldplay.
Yeah.
And I think on that note, then, if you have
Been affected
remotely
by anything you've heard on the show,
remotely
Samaritans
got anything
is...
out of this show
What's
this
the
week,
number
and
for Samaritans? Just treble one. Come on.
I've got no idea. It is a number that I've never called.
Crossed my mind once. Thought about it.
Other mental health support agencies are available.
Call 116 123.
There we go.
24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
If you are affected by your mental health, do reach out either to a professional organisation or to us. We'll quite happily have a chat, or even if you just want to share your experiences, don't forget you can leave us a comment or send us an email, get in touch, leave us a review, just tell us how we're getting on. And
we don't have to read it out. You know, if you wanted to get in touch over something and you want it to be private, that's fine as well.
Yeah, and even if it's something that you want us to talk about, but you want to remain anonymous, we do keep things confidential. Unless people do want to come on and talk about them and share their experiences, because we do try, as we said right at the start, and as has been said in the feedback, we try to stay honest, we try to stay real. That's what it's about.
Keep it real.
Now we are descending. Yes, on that note, we will see you next Thursday.